Hey Flooring Pros, this is Jerry Levinson with another video for you, another What's Happening Now video. And I wanted to go over a conversation I had with another dealer, and we were talking about being able to buy right. And one of the traps that you can get into, one of the big mistakes people make when they buy right. So it's not just about getting the material at the right cost, because you can buy the material, you can save money, you can invest in inventory. You can get promotional goods. There's a lot of ways to save a lot of money when you're buying. So buying right, but here's the problem. Here's what happens. When you buy right, it also shifts your mentality. So you end up selling things for less money. So let's say a flooring dealer is selling 10,000 yards of carpet. He bought this carpet right. He got a great price on it, so he's able to sell it for $3 a foot. And he's making good profit. Maybe even the margins still at 40-50% margin. So that's $270,000 worth of business, say, over a year. And this was a real scenario, and this was what was happening with this gentleman. Before, he only sold 8,000 yards of carpet, but he was charging $5 a foot for 72,000 feet. And $360,000 was what he made on 72,000 feet instead of 90,000 feet. So, I mean, you just do the math. And what happens is you end up, when you buy right and you get things cheaper, you end up selling them cheaper. You can even go with a higher margin, but all in all, the dollar amounts don't work. Your dollar profit doesn't work because the cost of the installation and the pad, and some of these things don't really change. So just getting a better price on the material, if you're selling it for less, you're putting less money in your pocket. So it shifts your focus and your mentality of not only you, but your salespeople. You know, they love the lower prices because it's easier to get sales, but even they're going to make less money on commission. So buying right is not always a good deal. We even did that ourselves when we were buying promotional goods. There was a lot of things that was hurting us in the amount of breakage, how much was left over at the end of the roll. Also, how the terms on how we had to pay for it. If we buy a running line, I can get 6 months terms. If I buy promotional goods, I get 30-day terms. So the cash flow was much tougher. I could also control the colors, the styles, the inventory I carry when I got running line carpet. So we switched to a running line, and it really improved our cash flow greatly. So watch that buying right mentality of getting it cheap, selling it cheap, and getting more business, because more business is not a good thing in this industry, because more business means more work. What you want is to make more money, not get more business. So you make more money by selling more expensive things. And there's another way that you do that is by the way that you market. Market the products that are more expensive. You're going to attract better customers. If you're always marketing the cheap goods, the cheap stuff for sale, then you're going to attract the price shoppers. You're going to end up competing on price. But if you advertise the expensive items, you know, the Caress, the Pergo, the things that cost a little bit more money, then you attract clients that are looking for better quality products and aren't going to be quite as subject to price as the price shoppers. Okay, so let's start a conversation on this. I'm sure you guys have a lot of input from your experience. I look forward to hearing from you. I hope that was on.